Rolling with the triple C, I'ma make him bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C, don't really count the heat.
So what's next for the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman? What's next for Kamaru Usman? Guys, I think before Kamaru Usman should probably take a fight, I think there is time for him to start adding more tools to his arsenal. I was expecting Kamaru to come out for that Leon Edwards, for that rubber match, a little bit different. But I almost saw the same guy pressing forward, overstaying on his takedowns. I felt like that second fight that he did with Leon was actually a lot better. Why do I say that? Guys, there's a time and day when you spend so much time with somebody that it becomes stagnant. And in this case for Kamaru Usman, is like he fought Leon Edwards the same way since the first time, but he was so good at it. Leon came in with the lateral movements. Leon started kicking his body because Kamaru was going southpaw a lot. He was kicking his legs. He was winning the distance game. He was getting Kamaru to come, and then pop, he was popping those leg kicks. Did they hurt? Of course they hurt, but was it effective, or did Kamaru was like, oh, it didn't hurt? You have to keep in mind that these judges, those are all points. Whether they slapped you, they touched you, or they grazed you, it's, you know, to the judge's eye, like, you don't have to convey anybody but those three judges. Why do I say that? But because if I was in Kamaru Usman's shoes, first of all, the best thing to do for Kamaru Usman, and I don't know if he wants to do this, and he probably doesn't want to do this, is to wait. To wait until the Leon Edwards Colby Covington fight gets announced, and then he catches, and then hoping Colby wins, and then he catches Colby Covington so they can have their rubber match. But that being said, there's a guy by the name of Khamzat Chimaev who's been calling all these guys out at 170 pounds. That's another great fight for Kamaru Usman because this fight right here, because of the wrestling, it will be neutralized. You know, Kamaru Usman's not easy to take down. Neither is Khamzat Chimaev. So thinking about the course of what can happen with Kamaru Usman, I mean, Kamaru could wait. It's going to be a very, very long time before he fight, because this might take more than a year for these guys to actually fight if Leon decides not to fight Colby. Because if he does, it'll be literally a year from now. By the time he fights Colby Covington, we're possibly looking at a year and a half. I like the fight with Khamzat. I like the fight with the winner of Bilal Muhammad and the Kazakhstani Nightmare. I think either one of those fights. I think Kamaru really needs to compete again because he's been out with this injury. But it all depends what is it that he wants to do. Because if he does wait, you're looking way over a year for Kamaru Usman to fight again. It's almost like a miniature retirement. Doesn't need the break 100%. Doesn't need the time to get better 100%. But these are all constants that Kamaru knows how to wrestle. You just got to show him different constants of the game of not just going after legs, going after underhooks, front headlocking people, just adding new tools to it. You know, a lot of people get mad at me, but I always go back to the times that I lost. You know, I traveled the world for about a good 2 years. You know, I went to Holland, I went to Brazil, I went to Singapore, I went to some of the best gyms here in the U.S. to get better. You know, it's almost like you become that Pokemon guy. You become that Ash Ketchum, that I'm going to go to different parts of the world to get the best teachers and to find the best competitors and to learn. The Silk Road as what connected the world. You know what I mean? It was from Europe all the way to China. You know, the different spices. It's the same thing. It's the same concept for the sport of mixed martial arts. Not one guy knows everything. I don't know everything. Maybe the majority of it, but I don't know everything. But you know what I do is I search out and I look. Who is it that's the best in this era, and how is it that I can actually become better? But that being said, you know, for Kamaru Usman, I mean, he can sit pretty. And that's not a bad idea. It depends how much he misses the sport. It depends how much that ring rust might kick in. Or he could take a fight. He could take a fight with Khamzat Chimaev. He could take a fight with Bilal Muhammad. Winner of that becomes the number one contender, the next person in line to win that belt. Overall, I think for Kamaru Usman, he's a good friend of mine. He's like my brother. I think that's the biggest thing he needs. I think it's not just the fight game. It's the learning game. It's the tactical game. And I think more importantly for him, more than anything, is really holding in and having the ability to maybe bring another or add something else. Now, I'm not saying leave your team. What I'm saying is add somebody to it that can help you maybe bring in new setups for you. And particularly against the cage, and particularly against maybe the over-under, and a lot of these positions that you got stuck on. But that Khamzat Chimaev fight is there. I think he have the best agent in the world in Ali Abdelaziz. And, I think more than anything, take your time and really decide what is it that you want to do. But I will say this, at 170 pounds, there's going to be a wait. And I just don't know, Kamaru, if you want to wait that long. But if Kamaru Usman and Khamzat Chimaev fight, it's a neutralizer. It's a neutralizer because they're both going to wrestle. They both have a similar game. And when I say a similar game, is they both use pressure and they both wrestle. And they both like to throw hands. But who is it that has championship experience? Who is it that has gone 5 rounds for over and over again? Who is it that's missed weight? And Khamzat Chimaev being 8 pounds over. All these little factors, can even Khamzat Chimaev make 170 pounds? He's made it before. He struggled, but one time that he didn't make it, he was literally 8 to 9 pounds over. The guy's a big 170 pounder. But again, against a guy who has championship experience. But then again, Kamaru's last 2 fights, he did get knocked out one and he did lose. These are all factors that you have to really factor in on who is that's more likely to get that edge. If these two were to fight and everything gets neutralized just based on championship experience, I got to go with the Nigerian Nightmare. I got to go with Kamaru Usman. I got to go back to his reign of what is it that he's done, right? And I guarantee you right now, like that chip on his shoulder that he had even going into this fight, like it's just gone bigger. Like right now, his back is against the fence. But at the same time, I don't think he minds his back being against the fence. But you know why? Because you cannot have a comeback without a setback. So thank you guys again for watching. It means a lot to me. So you guys remember, there's more breakdown, there's more technique, there's more tactics, and there's definitely more cringe. So make sure to subscribe and click on that button. I'm out!